Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Jedi and Sith, to some good news for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm your host, the Grand Admiral, and oh, do I have some good news for all of you. First off, happy May the 4th! By the time this episode of Some Good News is released, it will be Star Wars Day, and the last episode of Clone Wars will be released. I am so excited, as these last couple of episodes have been great, and I can't wait to see what Dave Filoni has in store for us. Now, on to the next order of business. That May the 4th gift that I had hyped up for myself and for all of you has been tied into the hashtag Stay and Play events. Within this Stay and Play event, we are going to get 3 other assault battles. The Forest Moon is going to be on May the 4th, Places of Power on the 6th, and Rebel Roundup on the 10th. Also, we have 2 Galactic Bounties events, and number 1 will be on the 5th, and number 2 will be on the 8th. To tie up all these events, there will also be the Grandmaster's Training and Emperor's Demise Mythic events, which are going to be on the 7th and 9th respectively. Furthermore, CG is gifting us with Trias shards, and instead of 1 and 2 Zetas towards the end of the month, we will be getting 2 and 5 Zetas. Along with this, the hard nodes in both regular and hard nodes in both light and dark and fleet battles will have double drops, with mod battles and challenges rewarding double drops on May the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Along with all these May the 4th bonuses are also May the 4th packs, with one rewarding an entire 330 shards of one character for 5,000 crystals. Now, packs aren't the most exciting, but everything else is so nice and is a nice gift. Even though not quite what I expected, it is still awesome. Now, to keep the good news train rolling, let's turn on to our next piece, which is Mandalorian. Mandalorian himself, along with his fellow bounty hunters and Grief Karga leading the charge, can defeat Jedi Knight Revan, General Grievous, and Darth Revan. Now, every time to these counters of these teams, Mandalorian is not the lead, and neither is Grief Karga. It switches, like Bosk is a pretty good lead for Darth Revan, or Singh, if I remember correctly, or Zam is a good lead against Jedi Knight Revan, and General Grievous is a bit tough and risky, but you could get Jango Fett lead, and I think Bosk lead and Grief Karga lead and Mando lead also work within there. Now, even though he is not in the leadership spot every single time, he still plays a key part to defeating these teams with his disintegration ability. Even though at the moment I am working on Jedi Knight Revan so that I can get Malak, I am at the same time trying to gear up Mando to gear 11. And once he becomes farmable, I will drop the Jedi Knight Revan farm and move to gearing up the bounty hunters. What does this mean? It means I should be able to get some counter guides made using Mando, and also how to counter him for free-to-play players. My plan for the future is to make some free-to-play counter guides and top counter teams for free-to-play players, such as like my Emperor Palpatine Express, which will pretty much consist of teams that don't require heroic or heroic journey characters such as Revan or Commander Luke or Gas or the Galactic Legends. So keep an eye out for those, and also I will still be continuing the Some Good News series. However, I will not be making any more Grand Arenas because they have been a bit of a pain to produce. My software has not liked editing them, so it's quite hard to do, and it's honestly quite annoying, so that will not be continuing anymore. But thank you for watching those videos, and sorry that I have to end them, but I will continue, as I said earlier, to Some Good News and be making more free-to-play counter guides. On another note, I have been playing the Elder Scrolls Blades mobile game, and if you would like to see some videos on that, there will be a poll in the top right hand corner, so please consider voting in that, and because I quite like the game, and I think you guys might like it too. It has some aspects similar to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but at the same time is also an Elder Scrolls game, and so it's quite fun because the Elder Scrolls and Bethesda always produces pretty decent games. But that is all for this episode of Some Good News for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, consider leaving a like or even subscribing. And as always, this has been the Grand Admiral, and end transmission.